SpaceX rescue. New crewmates on the International Space Station, and for the stranded astronauts, the arrival of their ride home. Perhaps an additional reason for Butch and Sunny to celebrate.
Full power and liftoff. Crew 9.
The SpaceX rescue mission was launched from Florida with just 2 astronauts on board. The other 2 seats kept free for the extra passengers when it returns to Earth in February. It is a coup for the company, but an embarrassment for Boeing, which is still trying to work out why thrusters on its own Starliner capsule failed as it docked in June, leaving the test pilots marooned.
Lots of cheering here in the room.
Butch and Sunny arrived at the space station in June for what was supposed to be an 8-day visit on the test flight of the Boeing Starliner.
There's Butch coming in through the hatch.
But that's become an 8-month test of endurance as they wait for the scheduled return of the SpaceX capsule to Earth next February.
I miss my 2 dogs. I miss my friends. But you know what? Like Butch said, there are so many people on Earth that are sending us messages, and it makes you feel just right at home with everybody when we're able to have those conversations with our friends and family.
The Starliner was returned to Earth empty earlier this month. Its development has been a nightmare for Boeing. There have been helium leaks, a safety issue with parachutes, and the discovery that tape used on wiring was flammable. But NASA needs the capsule certified as safe to fly as a backup to SpaceX.
Whenever you've got a complex system, and that means a rocket, a spacecraft, but also a business, a political environment, all of those things mean that you need resilience to change. And the best way to do that is to have 2 entirely different transport systems developed by 2 entirely different companies.
Boeing insists Butch and Sunny could have safely returned on Starliner, but NASA wasn't taking any risks, not least because it needs public support for a new generation of moon landings in the next few years. The aerospace giant's reputation has taken another knock, and there's still no plan on when it will return to space. Thomas Moore, Sky News.
Launch escape system is armed, and that means Dragon is prepared to launch itself away from the Falcon 9 in case of an emergency. So far, operations look and sound as expected, and we are counting down to liftoff at 1:17 and 21 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. And I want to welcome in a special guest here on set now. NASA astronaut Stephanie Wilson is here, joining us alongside Zena Cardman, both of you NASA astronauts. It is so good to have you both here. You both trained for Crew 9. This isn't where you probably expected to be on this day. But you have accepted this role of supporting your friends for launch. And as they get ready to launch with 15 minutes left to go, Stephanie, question for you. What is the mindset of the crew that you trained with? You've flown into space 3 times on the space shuttle. What's the mindset of the crew right now?
Well, thank you, Daryl, and thank you, Zena, for having me join you today. And yes, both Zena and I have trained for 1.5 years with Nick and Alex. They have trained hard. They are well prepared. In this moment where they are strapped inside the vehicle with just the 2 of them, they are reviewing procedures. They have trained for this moment. They are ready to execute the mission. They are, of course, looking forward to the work that's ahead of them on the International Space Station. Perhaps a little bit sad to be leaving family and friends, but they'll be talking to them soon once they have docked to the International Space Station. But it's a moment to review all of the hard work that has gone into this moment in the preparation and to be ready to execute the mission, which they will do very well.
Speaking of hard work, you both trained for Crew 9 for 1.5 years. And so from a human level, we know you are professional astronauts. Your seats were needed for Butch and Sunny to bring them back. What was it like for you personally when you learned that you wouldn't be flying today, but you would be flying some other time, but not today?
Yeah, gosh, Daryl, I think I felt a lot of emotion when I saw Stephanie walking through the door there. It's bittersweet, but it's a really beautiful thing. I think any launch is a testament to the power of collaboration, and this launch maybe even more so than usual. I think from my perspective, it's a privilege and a choice to take part in something that's larger than yourself, and that's a choice that I make today and the next day and the next day. So in this moment, it's feeling exciting, it's feeling bittersweet, but for the most part, I'm feeling a lot of joy and pride in our space program. And